there's this cliche that we have when you're invited to a program, you want to say sweet things, nice things about your host and all that. So what I want to say right now is not because that is what people do, but it's because it's the truth. Everything Coach Boris says, correct, absolutely correct. And it's a lesson to all of us that the purpose of contact is impact.
Hmm.
Uh, the meeting was just for graphics designer, and I was called to just share a bit of my story. I never knew it would make sense to anyone like that in that meeting, and see what God has done. And I'll put out the facts out there. Coach Bori is my ex's cousin. The girl showed me Pepe. She showed me Shege. You know, we have Shege, we have Shege. She showed me shakes, man. Yeah, no, she showed me shakes. Uh, but that did not ruin our relationship. It's to show you that he is an amazing and phenomenal person. And you guys are privileged to be on his mentorship platform. Um, I saw that it's a 30-day store, 5 a.m. in Nigeria. Means you guys are hungry for something. So are you ready for what I'm about to share today?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I did something with my screen. There's a part where I can just see. I love to see people's name, real time comments, then people's faces. So video one part, names one part. So you see me looking at this side. I'm reading your. Somebody said, "Give us bread and beans." Ejò torí Ọlọ́run. Ẹ má ṣe mí léṣe. How many minutes do I have, sir?
So we are here all day. But you can have 1 hour. You can take up to an hour, and so you can be 45 to speak, 15 for question. I know they already have questions right now, so so you can do 1 hour together, sir.
So, all right. Let me see if I have people that I know their names. So let me. Oh, Okudu Emmanuel, Okwe, my guy. That's somebody that knows me right there. I don't. I'm so sorry. I can't remember the name, the face. Why is okay? Is it a law that people should turn off their video? If it is not a law, I would like to see people's faces.
It's not a
I,
law. It's
so
except
please,
because
you
of
can turn on your video, please do. It's not only me and Coach Bori that you see in our faces. So please turn on your video. Let me see your faces.
but wear clothes, please.
We no get lights. Then another thing, I'm not in my, I'm in Lagos with you guys, so my network might want to show me some stunts too. So forgive me in advance. All right, good. Okay, I can see some faces. I can see Sheon. Sheon, are you looking like somebody that is in Boko Haram? Are we safe?
Yeah, very safe, sir. I've not slept at all. So I've been awake since 12 a.m. walking.
Bro, I beg sleep. Oh, I beg. I beg. Take care of the body that makes the money. I beg. I beg. All right, let's just delve into it. So the central theme of this mentorship program is to grow. So I would like to speak on um, growth from the angle of becoming the person your future requires. And I want to say this, that growth is not moving from one place to another. Growth is becoming the person your future requires. Um, 10 years ago, if somebody had told me that I would complete a PhD, that I would be a professor at a university in North America, that I would be supervising research, publishing academically, pastoring people, speak to great leaders, I'll probably have struggled to believe that. And it's not because I lacked faith, but because I could not see the version of me that was capable of carrying that future. You know. My father is not Dangote, he's not Adeleke. 10 years ago, I had moved bedroom apartment with stay. Please. That's a Lagos sound. Please mute your mic. Thank you. I'd moved from two-bedroom flat in Keja. I moved back to my parents' house in Agege. Face me, I face you, where about 12 families, right, would have to share a bedroom and a toilet. If you couldn't wake up as early as possible, like this time, 5 a.m., to use the toilet, then the toilet is messed up already. Um, my parents were planning to move out from that house to their own house, so they left everything within. I can get a feedback.
Sorry. That what you mean? We are live on YouTube, so we're just testing it. Sorry.
Oh, good. So when they moved out, I only had rug. No, I didn't. We didn't even have rug in the sitting room. I was only able to afford to buy table and a foam that bed bug had infiltrated in the room. That was why Coach Bori's cousin broke my heart. She couldn't stay with a broke man. So it was in that house that I just saw 2026, right? And I saw that I would have owned a university by 2026. I saw Dove University. In fact, people who knew me in 2016 would testify to it because I wrote it right there in the sitting room. Dove University 2026. So by 2026, I would have gotten my PhD. I would have started my university. You know, I would have been inspiring a lot of people. But I'll still share my story. So I just share that to start the conversation. So this morning, I'm not here to teach principles from a distance. I want to show you what growth actually looks like from inside the journey. Man, I have stories for days, man. Stories for days. There was a time my breakthrough was 3,500 naira. And I'm not talking about 1985 or 432 before Christ was born. I'm just talking about some. This is 2026. 10 years gap. My breakthrough was 3,500 naira. I taught 3 children every day. Monday to Sunday. 3 children. In fact, when I get home, the mom will still call me, uncle, your children are disturbing. Will you come back? And this is not because there was no job. I had 3 job offers, Zenith Bank, MTN, Coca-Cola. Because of what I saw, I just saw that this is what I should do. Now, you don't say because Uncle Kwe did that, he didn't take jobs. You too, you will not take job. Yeah, jail. I'm just sharing my own journey, right? So don't go and say, Uncle Kwe said in 2016, so 2026, blah 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 blah. He got 3 job offers, he didn't do it. He didn't take all those jobs. Bros, you go saw Gomo, you not so far. It's Gomo that you saw, or Ilorin, right? But I didn't take those jobs. I just proceeded in doing what I feel God has laid in my heart to do. I can't own the Dove University if I don't understand what education is. So my first degree was in industrial chemistry. I had to put in for postgraduate diploma. Now, the process of convincing my parents was a bit very interesting because they are not rich folks. You know how parents from that background is, they are waiting for their son to finish school and take them out of poverty. That son that you're expecting to take you out of poverty suddenly says it's not going to work. He wants to build something. It was crazy. But I didn't find it too hard with my parents because they trust my judgment. That was not the first time I would just say, this is what I want to do. I've been making tiny decisions here and there, and they see that it makes sense. So they trusted my journey. So I just have to drop it there. So if you have issues with people around you believing your story, maybe you've not shown leadership, right? But everybody was concerned for me. This smart boy. In fact, my close friends told me that they felt I was mad. Why do you say with all this your brain, you just want to work with teenagers in Agege who won't pay you anything? But to cut the long story short, I look forward to that money, that 3,500 naira, because it mattered. I was not earning thousands of dollars. I was not a doctor back then. I was not traveling internationally. I was simply trying to survive. And let me say this, many people despise small beginnings because they compare their present to somebody else's harvest. The problem is not small beginnings. The problem is small thinking. When you spell the word small, S-M-A-L-L, and you remove the three letter that ends it, the three letter that ends the word small is all. So I always say this to people, that there is all in small. Even you watching me or listening to me, you are a product of small things. You are a product of a tiny sperm cell fertilizing a tiny egg cell. It multiplies, became an embryo, became a baby, and now look at you. You're a grown adult. You've even given birth. You've gotten married to a woman. You've given birth to another baby. We are all product of small things. The only thing that starts from the top is the grave. And that's not some aspire to Maguire kind of statement. It's just the statement of fact. One major insight I want you to draw out from this session is that God often hides great futures inside insignificant seasons. God usually hides great future inside insignificant seasons. Think about David. He was tending the sheep. Joseph was serving in prison. Moses was keeping another man's sheep. Jesus himself spent 30 years preparing for 3 years. The size of your assignment tomorrow does not always match the size of your current environment. So maybe where your heart right now does not look like it, even you doubt yourself. I just shared out that I was staying in a Face Me, I Face You house at some point. In fact, when I moved out from Agege in 2021, 2021, and I moved to another apartment in Bega that was even worse than Agege. Although this one is now not a Face My Face You, it was now a room self-contained. Now, mind you, I was staying with my two siblings were staying with me. So I moved from that apartment to one room self-contained in Bega, whereby when you want to enter the kitchen, you have to bend. Very tiny room like that. And my apartment was facing gutter. Yemi Kings took a picture of me and he has refused to send me that picture. I need to share that picture one of these days. He was shocked to see this is where Uncle Kwe is staying. I was famous then. But I knew that every step I take is one less step I need to get to my destination. So I never relate to myself based on my environment. So I'm saying all of this. Someone say, why was I famous? Because I was working, I was doing what I was sent to do. I was mentoring teenagers in my field. You cannot mention 3 people's name and you won't mention my name. My work, when you look at my work, you think this guy is rich. But man, I was just doing what I feel I should do, or what I feel God has laid in my heart to do. And I was doing it excellently well. I was not doing my work based on where I'm at environmentally. I was doing it based on, if you look at the quality of program we did, Coach Bori knows some of those things. We brought Ubon King to Agege. I host about 1,500 teenagers every year, mentoring teenagers across Nigeria. But Uncle Kwe was saying in one shanting room, because the money I would make, I would pump it back, sponsor teenagers to buy GC form. I want children from Adige to go to school. I believe education is the key to transformation. That was my belief. Through me now, I have children who are now working as bankers, who are now working as doctors, that I sent to school as a broke guy. Some of them had stayed in my house. And guess what? I'm not doing that because I want to lay claim. At least none of them have sent me their salaries anyways. Because that's not the goal. The goal is you must be the first person in your family to go to school. You know what Agege is now? People don't want to go to school. That was what I lived for. That was my goal. Am I making sense to you this morning? So the size of your assignment tomorrow usually will not always match the size of your current environment. Again, like I was saying, in 2016, it was in the place of prayer that I saw 2026, that I obtained a PhD. I saw Dove University. I saw things that were bigger than my present reality at that time. Because at that moment, I only had the first degree from University of Ilorin, industrial chemistry. There was no money. My dad had told me he could only sponsor me through my first degree. There was no evidence, just a word. Dove, or two words, Dove University. So that will make me say this. Faith is seeing a future your present cannot explain. Faith is you seeing a future that your present cannot explain. You remember the principle in the book of Habakkuk. It says, write the vision and make it plain. God speaks in pictures before he speaks in manifestations. I'll say it again. When God speaks to us, he creates pictures. He speaks in pictures before he speaks in manifestations. So many people receive visions. It is only a few that become the people required for the vision. That's where I'm going to. So it is not enough for you to see the vision. It's not enough for you to see the future God is speaking to you about. Are you ready to become the person required for the vision to manifest? That's the question. Because guys, vision is free. Transformation is expensive, man. Everybody likes prophecy. Only few people enjoy process. I am yet to meet a great person that didn't go through process. Mine is 10 years, 2016 to 2026. Nothing made sense. Apostle Femi Lazarus will tell you his own was 7 years. He will cry every morning. I'm not this useless now, God. Allow me. Everyone has their process. The distance between prophecy and manifestation is called development. When Jesus was talking to his disciples, he says, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. He didn't say, I will give you fish. I will make you. I will make you. You have to become. You have to become. The question is not, what do you want? The question is, who must you become? Because God gives promises to people, but he gives responsibilities to mature people. So, not to bore you with my boring story, maybe some of you are even facing more crazy stuff than I faced. There's no glory in that. Kunle Shoriyan will say it's just a nuisance value, right? There's nothing to pick in that. But I'll just share 4 stages of growth. Maybe this will help someone. Number 1 is that growth begins with discontent or discontentment. Growth begins with discontent. You see, you become dangerous the day you become dissatisfied with average. I didn't say complaining, no. I didn't say murmuring, no. I'm just saying only dissatisfaction. Remember Nehemiah, he saw the broken walls. He was just sick and tired of being sick and tired of the fact that the walls of Jerusalem are broken. And everyone just talked about it. Moses saw oppression. Esther saw danger. But they are going to wipe out the Jews. And something bothered them. Something bothered them. Uncle Kpai saw the degeneration in Agege community. How that young people just are not exposed to a better life, so they can't do something better. I asked a teenager 10 years ago, what do you want to become? He says, I want to become Boda Rashidi. Boda Rashidi has 2 tricycles, what you call Keke Marwa. And Boda Rashidi is a young guy. He has 2 tricycles and he has 4 wives. He's living in Face Me and Face You. He could plant those girls in those. It is what he wants to become. That be that guy that will make that kind of teenager dream big. There is more. So my question for you this morning, what burden has God placed in your spirit that refuses to leave you alone? Because your future often begins with a burden. It begins with a burden. Are you getting blessed already?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 2, growth requires vision. Growth requires vision. You cannot move toward what you cannot see. You cannot move towards what you cannot see. Many people pray for doors, but they have no picture. One of the things faith does is it supplies pictures. The future enters your life first as imagination. First as imagination. First as imagination. Joseph saw stars. Abraham saw sand. He saw the stars too. Ezekiel saw dry bones. Your present circumstances are temporary. Your vision is prophetic. Your present circumstances are what? Temporary. Your vision is prophetic. So you need to grow. So I remember then, I'm going to shade Coach Bori when his cousin was frustrating my life. I kept telling her, babe, don't think I'm going to marry you in Agege. There's more to my life. Oh. I know that girl showed me Pepe. Somebody that we did introduction, and when she broke up with me, or when the whole thing ended, she told people we did not do introduction. That didn't pay my friends, because Apostle Femi Lazarus was my driver on my introduction day. He drove us around the Ibadan. In fact, he has used it to preach. When this girl served me breakfast, she way bill my ring from UK that she is, sent it back to Nigeria. My engagement ring first me enter UK. He had concluded that I can never make it. You can never make it. That was her conclusion. Why you? No. This is not my life. Proverbs 4:18 says that the path of the just is like a shining sun that shines ever brighter unto the perfect day. So it means that your life as a believer is a sun. The sun is not going up and down. The sun is full where it is. But because of your position on this side, your life is being reviewed bit by bit. So let's say there's a president, the first female president of Nigeria is on this call right now. Your life is not going to be reviewed fully. So on this side of the earth, you have to be born in a family. You have to go to school. Your life is being reviewed bit by bit by bit by bit until the perfect day when it makes sense. So don't conclude on yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Say my life is being reviewed bit by bit.
My life is being reviewed bit by bit.
Oh, thank you, Temiloluwa. That's beautiful voice. If you are single on this call, we have some powerful sisters here. Amen.
Amen.
So your future enters your life first as imagination. It enters first as imagination. Number 3, without wasting much of your time, growth requires capacity. And this is where many believers fail. They want manifestation without preparation. God may show you 2026 in 2016 because it needs 10 years to build the man. Sometimes the delay is not because God is late, it is because we are still becoming. I want to ask you, can your present character carry your answered prayer? Can it? Give me the nations. You where you never carry your streets. There's this saying by it's part of the lyrics of a song by Don Muen and Tokpa Labi in 1984. It says they play. Go and look for the song now. Can your present discipline sustain the prophecy that is over you? There is prophecy over me. I cannot. They play. Are you disciplined enough for that prophecy? Can your knowledge support your calling? Can it? I went to University of Ilorin. I had a BSc in industrial chemistry. Of course, because of Nigeria situation, and I was distracted. I only go to school once in a week because my parents, the allowance they sent to me from home cannot sustain me. So I had to work. I had to go teach, so I didn't really face studies like that. So I finished with a 2-2 from Ilorin. The moment I knew I was going to set up a university, I went for postgraduate diploma in education in Unilag. I was telling someone, when we were driving around Lagos, I said, see, nobody can say I asked them for urgent 2K. Me, I know they beg people for money because, hey, should I say this?
Say it, sir. Say it, sir. Say it, sir. Say it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
If you are in a situation and you are looking at people around you and what you want to do is to beg for money, I think Jago. One of the reasons why Coach Boris' cousin broke up with me, she said I was proud that I was the brokest guy in quote, if there's anything like that, amongst my friends. Yet I will give them. When one of our friends, Jamie Kings, when he bought GLE, me, I cannot dream of buying bicycle. The whole money I have in this world, heaven and earth, was 45,000. I gave it to him to fuel his car. That he will now drive me around Lagos. Everywhere I have classes, you drive me there. You're my boy, you're my driver. I know I cannot dream of buying keke. So none of my friends, when I was broke, they owe me nothing. I didn't ask them for anything. Nah. So I had used all my money to save up for school fees for when I was doing PGD. So from Agege, I can take bus from Agege to Ikeja, then trek from Ikeja to Yaba, or trek from Agege to Ikeja, then take bus from Ikeja to Yaba, vice versa. In fact, as of 2021, when I was doing my master's in Unilag, because I did not have enough transport fare so that I don't want to go late for my exam. If I wish the guy is on this call. I wish the guy, let me check. I wish he's on this call. He was teaching.
If it doesn't join on time, but we have a link on YouTube now. So there are people on
Okay.
YouTube also now. But this link is full.
Okay. He was teaching in one secondary school in Akoka. I've forgotten the name. And what I would do is, after my exam, I would go to so he would sleep in the classroom. So we have this mosquito net. And we slept in the classroom together all through my master's program whenever I have exams. Because if I'm to trek from Agege to Ikeja, I've forgotten whatever I've read. I'm not talking about 99, I'm talking about 2021. So I didn't even blame Coach Boris' cousin for breaking up with me. Who will marry that kind of guy? No. I didn't blame her. I only blame her for how she left. You could have just told me that, bros, I know they do. I can't date a broke person. I would have, but you led me on. We were about getting married. We did the introduction. You left, all those nonsense. Because even me, I may not have been able to marry a guy like that. I was actually, and the small money that you have, instead of you to do Dorime, do big boy, get a big apartment, you still use it to buy examination form, JAM form, GC form, WAEC form for children that are not your children. You must be crazy now. So the PhD that I have did not happen because of one miracle. It's happened because of thousands of pages, thousands of rejections, revisions, research, reading, sacrifice, long nights, tears, assistance. So when people come to me and say, Uncle Bellians on me, man, they meant. Many people want impartation. Growth usually comes through repetition. Yeah, it comes through repetition. It comes through repetition. God can give destiny instantly, can show you everything instantly, but capacity is built gradually. That is why you were not born as a full adult. The only person that was made a complete adult failed. That's the first Adam. Jesus succeeded because he went through processes. He was born like you were born. You know, he went through everything. He rode tire. He played as a baby with pants outside. He went through those phases. So he understands what it means to be a man, what it means to be human. Number 4 is that growth requires obedience. Number 548. Growth requires obedience. Every season has an instruction. When you receive instruction, what do? You apply it, you learn from it, you serve with it, you study how to run with the instruction, you submit, you build, and you stay. Naaman's miracle in the Bible was in obedience. When he caught a boat sinking, net breaking harvest, it was in obedience. Cast your net on this side of the river. This is someone who has toiled all night. At the right time when he was to catch fish, he didn't catch anything. Then somebody gave him an instruction at the wrong time, but same place, same position, same boat, same place. Abraham's destiny was in obedience. Remember, I told you that one of the things God showed me in 2016 was Dove University. As I stand right here in 2026, I do not yet own Dove University. But I remember when they wanted to give me my job as an assistant professor of psychology where I'm working. Where I'm working is a faith-based school. So it just dawned on me, could it be that God was instructing me or showing me that in 2026, my first job as a professor is going to be in a faith-based institution, because that is what Dove represents. All right. So I teach, I mentor, I research, I help develop people. Right. But I want you to know that sometimes God gives you the destination, but it first allows you to rehearse inside somebody else's vision. So I may not own Dove University now. I will still own it. That is the case. But just know that Joseph administered Egypt before he led Israel to. Joshua served Moses before leading Israel. Elisha served Elijah before carrying the mantle. David had to serve Saul before becoming king. God will never show you, God will never take you to a land that he has not allowed you spy. Yeah. You have to spy the land first. You've got to spy the land first. The 4th insight I want you to pick from my session as we begin to wrap up is that the fact that you're delayed does not mean you're denied. Partial fulfillment is proof that God has started with you already. And there's a danger of comparison. You're seeing somebody's chapter 20 and you're comparing it to your chapter 2. Growth is personal, guys. Some seeds become trees in years, others become trees in decades. The question is not how fast am I growing? The question is, am I becoming? Am I becoming? That's the question. Am I becoming? You see, When Coach Bori told me I'll be doing this, I was thinking about, okay, because I love to put things in fives, in sevens, and all of that. 5 things that changed my life. Number one, I started seeing beyond my environment. I was born and raised. There's no shortcut from Ikeja to Agege that I don't know. I was born and raised in Agege. By the grace of God, I'm in Canada right now. My immediate younger brother is also in Canada. But if you see the three of us, you will never believe we were raised in Agege. You will never believe that for major part of my life, I was sleeping on the mat. In fact, when they wanted to upgrade me, I stopped sleeping on the mat. I was sleeping on the chair. As an adult, as the global uncle. But I said that to say this to you. Your village cannot define your future. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't. Don't allow it. Number two, I invested in learning. Books changed me. Education changed me. Mentors changed me. Those are environments. I invested in learning. And also God shed. See, religion has killed a lot of people. Don't be religious, will be spiritual. And that's not a woke statement. That's a statement of fact. Don't just go to church and you are being used and all of that. Know God for yourself. Because when you know God, it shows you your deficiency as a man. You want to know him more. All right. And that makes you commit yourself to lifelong learning. You want to grow. Some people, it's laziness that makes them stuck. Oh. Don't be lazy. Invest in learning. I invested in learning. Number 3 things that changed my life. I served faithfully. No, I served. Many people want platforms. Growth often happens in hidden places. I served and I'm still serving. Number 4, I remained faithful to God. All right. What's your prayer life like? What's your scripture engagement like? Do you have a spiritual community? I'm glad for a community like this. Because God remains your foundation. That's your foundation, guys. And it is the foundation of a thing that can sustain it. You cannot do well outside of God. You can't. You can't. Number 5, I kept moving. Remember, I said that every step you take is one less step you need to get to your destination. Even small steps, they count. A page a day, a prayer a day. You learn a skill a day. Because what happens is growth compounds. And I hope these 5 things has blessed you. Before you ask questions, I want us to make this set of declarations. Say, I refuse to remain small in my thinking.
I refuse to remain small in
I
my thinking.
Say, I receive grace for growth.
I receive grace for growth.
Say, every
receive grace
limitation
for growth.
over my mind breaks.
Every
Every limitation over my life breaks.
Every fear of the future dies.
every fear of the future.
I receive capacity for my assignments.
I receive capacity for my assignment.
Say, my season of preparation will not be wasted.
My
My
Season of
preparation
will
will
not
not
be
be
wasted.
I will not die carrying unrealized potential.
I will not die
not like carrying
Realize
unrealized potentials.
Say, what God showed me will manifest in my generation.
God
What
showed
God
me
showed me will
not
manifest
be
in my generation.
I receive wisdom. I receive wisdom. I receive wisdom.
I
I receive
receive
divine
wisdom.
speed.
wisdom.
I receive
I receive
wisdom.
wisdom.
I
I
receive
receive divine
wisdom.
speed.
I
I
receive
receive wisdom. I receive divine speed.
I
I
Please
don't
don't
find
restrict
divine
divine
space.
space.
In the name of Jesus.
My hands are blessed.
My
My
hands are
hands are
blessed.
blessed.
I enter into my next season in Jesus' name.
I
I
enter into
enter
my
into
next
my
season
next
in the
season.
name of Jesus.
And listen, let me say this. Let me say this. See, some of you have buried visions because you feel time has passed. Some of you think God forgot. Some of you think you're behind. But the God who showed you your future is still working on your present. I said that to say this to you, that your process is not punishment. Your hidden years are not wasted years. Because your becoming is part of your arrival. I was once excited about 3,500 naira from teaching 3 children. Today, I stand before you as evidence that growth is possible. Not because I was the smartest, not because I had the most resources, but because God gave a picture, and by His grace, I kept becoming. If God could bring me this far, He can bring you further. So do not quit in the middle of your becoming. The Lord bless you. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Oh, guys, come on. Can you make some noise if you can?
Thank you, sir.
Glory, sir.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you
Coach,
so
Thank
much,
you
please,
very
sir.
much,
coach for the power.
sir.
Come back on the
Thank you
last
so
day,
much.
please. Let
Thank
him
you.
come
Thank
back.
you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it.
No, I cannot. No, see, let's not take more than what we have been given. No, I know that Okokbo is always available for us, but hopefully one other opportunity comes. But let's not put pressure on anybody, please.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the things you must learn about mentorship. Don't step beyond your boundaries. Okay, don't try to. I know that I can tell him, please come. Eventually, they will get out of you, and you will not be so much valuable again. But when you keep growing value around them, eventually, he was happy to do this. He was happy. He was happy to do this. And I shared with you guys yesterday about how I went to see Dr. Akin Pelumi on Sunday. And we've met once, and myself and my wife met with him and gave him a gift. And when we talk about this gifting, let me tell you, somebody was telling me one day that I told him to bring gifts because he want to come and see me. Me, I tell you to give me gift. You can ask people in my house how I have over 30 something gift packs. And I told them, Emma Kolo, because some of them now they're even customized. You know how many socks I have in my house? And I'm not even capping you. I have up to 100 socks in my house. The problem is that it's customized because I want to give it out. So I don't need the gift. It's just that it's one of the easiest way to access. Gift opens door. You don't go to a mentor's place empty. It's a basic lesson about mentorship. And when I got there, he said, Coach Bori, I know you, I've seen you, your work. You were, Falado told you was at your event last day. Yes, 10,500 people. And I'm like, how did he know all of these things? Because I was just somewhere building. Instead of going, following him around to take pictures and be forming familiarity, I was letting my work do the familiarity. Let people get more familiar with your work than they get more familiar with you, or you get more familiar with them. On the day of destiny, they will remember your works, and that works will build a platform on which you connect. And that's why I've known so many great people that I've known in my life today. Not because I go around trying to, carry their bags and clean their shoes and do all of that. And I'm not saying you should not do it. Yeah? I'm just saying that, see, there is a level that value should be the platform for connection. When that is the case, they will not call you to come and wash their car. I believe I'm at the level in my life right now. I don't know. I will gladly do it for people. I still watch. I still go to my mentor's place without them asking me, Mrs. Soladi Shaki, when we go to a house like this, we enter her kitchen. My wife enter her kitchen. We will wash plates. We will do everything. She will try and stop us. We not go grill because we honor her as a mother. But irrespective, there are some people that will not come in and say, hey, Coach Bori, what are you doing this morning? Go come like come quickly help me wash this my car. That might be in Abuja. So thank you so much, Dr. Okpe. I cannot even call you Okpe again. He's not a doctor. Jesus. God help my masters or make myself get PhD score so that I can even try this PhD. Thank you so much. Even me, I've learned so much. And in defense of myself, about my cousin, I was going to talk about it. I know my people are waiting to hear my part of the story. I was not part of it. I know the cousin very well. She's because we grew up a little bit together, and I had that part. I had that part of the story, and I felt pain. In fact, I use this story also when I speak about people not really looking at seeing people's potential. I know, in fact, I know the person she dated even before. I don't know, maybe before him or after. He's also a guy in the hair. So, and see, the thing is that don't be sentimental about your in families. Don't be sentimental. Imagine me fighting a couple that I didn't even know much about it because it's their decision. He's in the UK, married, I joined her life. Me, I'm doing my own. So don't be sentimental. I cannot fight him. I cannot fight Uncle Okpe. I mean, I cannot fight Uncle Okpe. I cannot fight her too. My own is that whatever happened. But I dated somebody's elder sister too. They called me and after we broke up, they called me and lambasted the hell out of me. Hey, Jesus, both the husband and the wife. Dr. Okpe, if I mention their name, you know them. You know them very well. In fact, they are popular people that talk about relationship, marriage, and all that. So if I mention their name, you know them. And guess what? Me and the same girl now, we are close back. And I said to her, have you gone to tell your family that we are not talking and that you have realized your own mistake actually? That all this thing that you said about me was in your emotions. And she said that she cannot do that. I said, no problem. I don't mind if I'm the bad person. But today, on her birthday, I bought her a sneaker. When she was getting married, she told me about it. I wasn't really totally bad to her. It's just that, see, leadership in Nigeria. Thank you so much. So let's take a few questions. Let's take a few questions from you guys. So I see some hands already. The first hand was Timmy. So I saw Timmy's hands. Timmy, do you have Timmy, please ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Timmy.
Thank you so much, sir. I really do appreciate.
Hold on. So by the way, Timmy
Okay.
is a model. She models for organizations, and so she's one of my mentees. She's been with me for a while now, and she sells LD fruit juice. So please, let's find a way to get some of your juices across to Dr. Okpe. I'm going to be with him this weekend, so let's find a way to get some of the juices to some Dr. Okpe. So, and if you also have gifts you want to send to him before he goes back to Canada or to the US, I don't know which one is going.
This weekend, right?
Yes. I will share
Okay,
the
on a Saturday.
Yes. I don't know, but I will give more details on the group so that you don't miss it. All right, go ahead and ask a question, please.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I really do appreciate. Okay, so my question is: you spoke about when you were praying, right? God showed you about 2026 and how it's gonna look like. I don't know if you're yet to see the manifestation. So, okay, my own question is: there are a lot of things God said would happen this year. And I'm yet to see the manifestation, and I'm getting so tired. I've been speaking to my friends. I've been almost entering into depression, but God forbid I reject it. Right. But I don't know what to do because this is something I know that I really want, and God wants it for me. But it's kind of like, God, what are you saying? You said this is going to be this and that this year, right? But I'm already entering into the second part of the year, and I'm yet to see the manifestation. So I really do not know what to do, sir. That's kind of like my question. Thank you so much.
Temiloluwa, I celebrate you, and I get that. Number one, we are humans, we are not God. So there are still a lot of things about God that we are yet to figure out. I have to put that out there. So it's not that maybe I have one special manual that me and God we are eating eba. I don't even eat eba in the first place. Yeah. So, but I'll say this from what I've seen from great people. Yeah. When God speaks to you, when God shows you things, I think you should be more interested in the version of you that you need to become to see that thing manifest. It's easy for me to say, I was praying in 2016, then I saw Dove University 2026. It didn't make sense to me. I needed money. I couldn't plan my. Many people are saying they have plans. I don't get plan. It does not make sense. Those are painful stuff. But I committed myself to growth, to just doing. I will ask myself, okay, you say you won't get university, you can't have a university with a BSc. Go to school, study further. I was doing that. God didn't tell me to go to school. I made that decision. Because another twist, one of the things I don't want you to do is to stay stuck on the basis of God said, God said, God said. God is not a killjoy. 2/3 of God's name is go. When you spell God, 2/3 of that is go. Is progressive. Am I making sense to you? Yes, God has said some things to you about 2026 that you should do. But don't be too fascinated about what he says he's going to do. God is not a nuisance. He is not irresponsible. There's a part of you that there's a role that you need to take. There's a part that you need to play to ensuring that thing manifests. Because he sees the end from the beginning. So he speaks the end as if it is the present. So you now need to commit yourself to growth. And that's why this mentorship platform is important. Am I making sense to you? So let's say God says, oh, you're going to be the famous model in Africa. What version of you will become that thing? What do you need to do now that will make you that thing? Maybe you need to network more. Maybe you need to, stay on some diet. Maybe you need to have some exposure. Maybe you need to subscribe to some courses. By doing those things, you are becoming. So you don't just stay in your sitting room and say, God told me 2026 will be great. Oh, Benny, you go Sogomo, you suffer. God says Moses is his friend. That he speaks to Moses like a man speaks to his friend. But it was Moses' father-in-law that looked at the leadership structure, the leadership model of Moses, and said, you will die, you will just kill yourself, and God will move on to the next. Can't you multiply your spirit into other people? So the fact that God has shown you certain things does not mean you shouldn't go for wisdom. Sometimes that wisdom will come from your mentors, will come from events like this. So don't be frustrated that God has said a lot of things to you about 2026 and you are going through what you are going through. You need to commit yourself to becoming. All right. What version of myself do I need to become to see this happen? That's just the summary of this whole thing. Then you take that, you keep doing that. So you're just focused on the next stage of my becoming, the next stage of my formation. So as you keep growing, you keep. Now, if except say maybe the person has mental problem, you want to engage my service and you're offering me 3,500 naira when something is not wrong with you. But there was a time somebody looked at me up and down and he feels this is what your value is about. I've taught children 30 naira per day before for lesson. Do you understand? Right now, I have coaching sessions that goes up to $10,000, and I'm not capping. When people call me, Uncle, come and mentor me, I just laugh. I cannot mentor you because my own mentorship is not free. I have some packages that I run for some professionals that is about $1,600 for. I think that's the cheapest for 6 months. That's like my own giveaway. But there was a time I can't even think about it. Me, I'll charge in dollars. Yeah, they will not pay. That's the first thing I'll tell myself. But what happened? Growth happened. I grew. I became. So if I tell you, oh, there's a coaching session and you pay X amount of money in dollars, I'm not even thinking. In fact, you think you feel it's a privilege, right? So I hope I've been able to answer your question, Temilo.
Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so much.
You have.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, sir.
Yeah.
Salute you.
So Timmy, I know that I'm one of the people you disturb too. So I'm happy that this question is going to reduce the 4 minute voice notes you used to send to me and 5 minute voice notes. It is that sometimes, like I was sharing with somebody, sent me a voice note that she had God told her to run for president of her school, SUJ president, all of that, and she was sure, and in her statement, this is what she said. She said, I was carrying God along. She even said, I even pray in tongues, I even did all of that, and I was carrying God along. When I was listening to the voice note, I knew where the problem was. And I responded to her back because I know she was not just clear about relationship with God. Yes, maybe, let's assume, because sometimes when people say that they hear God, most of the time, many times, depending on the person, I know they didn't hear God. They heard their feelings. It was just what they think, what they were feeling. They didn't hear God. Nothing. But she said, oh, she heard God. Then I now said that, okay, let's assume you heard God. You people think that it is only when things go right that is God. The fact that it is good does not mean it is God. And
Preach
that
it.
what God wants to do with you many times, God is more interested in the obedience than the outcome of that thing. So when he says arise and you arise, it doesn't matter whether you get to where you are going. But the point is that at the time, because that time God is, because I used to tell people, you that you have not obeyed simple instruction on give this thing, go or do, wear this thing, do that thing. You cannot obey bigger instructions. That's why people, you cannot want to be, you cannot now try to choose who to marry and now trying to be spiritual because of the person you want to be. No, you have to have created a serious long-term relationship with God. That when you want to hear about who to marry, you can hear it clearly. That one is clear. So I told her that she said she has been depressed, she's crying, that because she told God and she was even feeling she's almost losing her faith. I'm like, because of what? Because you lost an election? Did somebody die? Nobody died. Nothing happened. All you did, and I said that God wanted you to, maybe God has better plan for you to be the governor of a nation, but he wants you to experience the losing of a local election that might not cost so much. I said, why not see this as God? If it was truly God and you still lost, it doesn't mean that God is not able to make you the president, but he wants you to learn the processes necessary to actually handle losses. Because for you to be a politician, you must have serious thick skin. And you that you lost just ordinary school election and you are crying and you want to lose your faith. What if you lost local government chairman election? Or what if you lost senatorial seat? Okay. So another thing is that even if God had told you, you are the one that think that in telling you means that it's going to you want to experience it because it is good. What God might be teaching you actually is just you following him and obeying him. There are a lot of things that I know that God told me to do, but they didn't come out with anything. They didn't bring anything. But looking back, the experiences that those obedience taught me are those things that are forming my life now. God is more important, more interested in your obedience than in the fulfillment of whatever he has told you. So if he says you're going to be, when God said I'm going to go around the world, I didn't know what it means. When the brother of this my ex invited me, I told him I want to come to the US. He was like, I mean, not my ex, like my cousin that Uncle Kwe is helping me about. He told me that, one time he told me that I'm studying geography. I didn't have a good course. I cannot come to the US. I cannot do something like that. You know what? Can you come? One time he sent me wedding IV to come. I book visa. My junior brother paid for my passport, my first passport ever, and my application for visa. On the day of interview, I didn't go. You know why? I knew this will not work. The way I know the way I'm looking, they will not give me this visa. They know I will not come back. They know I will not come back. I didn't go. But guess what? Guess who eventually went to the US, invited by the United States government himself. You know, my visa stamped. I didn't have to pay you. I didn't have to do all of that. And I know that God had told me. Imagine feeling bad that, oh, God has said I will go around the world, been to several countries, never spent one kobo of my money. Imagine me saying all of those things, thinking all of those things now, and then God did not answer me. No, I had to wait for God's time. And when it came easily. In fact, last year I had to give up a spot for somebody else to travel on my behalf and it was all expense paid also. So what I'm saying is that because God told you, number one thing is to be sure that it's really God and it's not your emotion. When you're hungry, sometimes you hear rubbish. I'm telling you, when you're hungry, you hear rubbish. So eat first, sleep, wake up, then be sure that it was God. Number two is that even if it is God, it doesn't mean that it's going to go the way you think it's going to go. So just leke, just be me leke, Adebayo. Ask a question, and we are going to take one more. Every other question, you guys, we ask it some other time. We don't want to take Dr. Quest time this morning.
All right. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Dr. Kwe, thanks so much for the teaching. It was really impactful. So I'm going to try to like infuse my question into one. It's just two quick questions. First thing is
Before you ask the question, can you turn on your video if you can? If you can.
Sir?
Can you turn on your video if you can? If you can't, it's fine.
Okay, let me try to move
Okay.
She,
closer to
she's with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is with her. So
Wait, this is
don't
I
worry,
can
don't worry.
sir.
Don't worry. I'm singing my church songs. Father Abraham has many sons.
Coach. All right, so let me just go ahead. There's no light.
Okay, all right,
So
all right.
my first question is that how do you deal with imposter syndrome when it comes to like, because one thing that background does is that I feel like it makes you feel like, okay, this is the level at which you are, and when you now start getting opportunities and all of that, it can be very, I don't know, overwhelming. I don't know if it's from my hand point. And then the second question is, how do you deal with losing people on the way? Because I understand that you losing your fiancé wouldn't, as much as we say it's like, okay, it's one of those things, it wouldn't have been a very easy point. So, and this happens with friends too, with acquaintances. I mean, I've experienced a few of them, and I'll be wondering what exactly went wrong. But some I just felt like okay, they're on a higher level now. So, and it can be a very tough spot to navigate. So that's like the second question. How do you deal with losing people that probably meant a lot to you and they just ghosted on you or went off? So are you supposed to like try to keep pushing or just deal with the pain by yourself? Thank you, sir.
Omo, Ogal, you are the. I'm trying to think of the number of people, but if I can remember, the fourth person asking me that question. So someone has been seeing my trips in Nigeria, seeing the pictures with different people, and he was just wondering, how do Uncle Kwe he's just himself in those rooms, laughing, joking. And he was asking me a similar question you asked. That's like your second, is this your second question? The first one is imposter syndrome. The second one is friends, Abi. So I'm linking the pictures with the imposter syndrome. And he was like, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? That it seems it does not affect you in doing the things you do. Then I told him, which is what I'm going to share with you. You must love yourself. I don't want to bring psychology here. I just want to make it as simple as possible. You must love yourself. When you love yourself, you have a good self-esteem and you have a healthy self-esteem. And when you have a healthy self-esteem that is predicated on you loving yourself, I don't even know what, personally, I don't even know what imposter syndrome is. I don't. What I'm committed to is growth. And I'm a very honest person. I'm brutally honest with myself. Like I told you, when my friends were buying cars, living in beautiful houses, yeah, my upbringing was part of it. My dad raised us up to be content with what we have. That if somebody has something today does not mean he's not responsible for you not having. Oh, T grow the bed. To buy grow the bed, you will have much more. Do you understand? So I don't even know what it means. Like a friend of mine, he will tell you he does not know what it means to be afraid. I'm talking about Apostle Femi Lazarus. He doesn't know what it means to be afraid. It does not exist in his context. there's something on my mind that God has laid in my heart to do. I just do it. What's concerned me with what is people? All the dragging, if you drag him from now to tomorrow, he does not even see it. He has created that environment. He does not see it. Same thing. I don't know what imposter syndrome really is, because I love myself. I'm comfortable with whatever I'm doing part-time because I know where I'm headed for. So if I meet someone who is doing well, I'm not intimidated. I don't feel like I don't deserve it because I put in the work. I put in the work too. So it does not exist in my own vocabulary, honestly. And I feel if you do that, that you love yourself, you put in the work into what you're becoming, into your journey, there are some things that you will not understand what it means. And my last one, Coach Bori knows him. There was one day he put this on his status. He said he learned from his brothers, that's myself and my immediate younger brother, how to manage 20 naira to the point that it looks like 2 million naira. If I have imposter syndrome, I won't be able to do that. I'm comfortable with whatever I have. I'm comfortable with whatever I have. I'm comfortable. Yes, there's a dissatisfaction that there's more. But for each stage, I'm good. I'm not I'm not feeling I'm not worthy to be here. I'm worthy. Jesus died for me, man. I'm worthy to be here. Anything. I go for the best. I deserve the best. Do you understand?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Adebayo, or just like I'm sure you got that. And let me also just add to a little bit to what that is. I also sincerely don't know what imposter syndrome is. I am
Yes,
too
I got that.
valuable. Yeah, I feel too valuable. I feel too valuable. I feel too valuable to feel more fine. I too fine. More sexy go. More shit. More shit go. So, but I'm not going to go and be shooting to go on to marry Agbani Darego. You see, the thing about it is that a lot of people move past their current. They want to fit or claim a level they have not even gotten to. So what it is that I don't step out of. I mean, while I'm chasing for greatness, I understand my current place. Be more broke concurrently by. So I'm not going to, not find me in places where the brokenness will be revealed. I'm not going to go to a place. I'm not going to be date with a lady. I'm a get find girl. 5K the money. I have only 5K for this date. In fact, I will send it to her. But take over. I don't have to spend it. When the money is finished, just know that that's the end of the word of the date. And I will not pass my boundaries. I will not go and give testimony in church that will expose me unnecessarily. I will not go and make commitment in church that I will not have to be trying to kill myself upon. I will not, no. So, because me or imposting or imposter means that there is a positioning you are that is giving wrong impression. And there are people that will want and love you for that, for who you are, no matter how terrible. Always be someone, or if for who you are. If you get to that point when you want to be somebody else. Like I'm telling you right now, this thing I'm doing, now I think I'm currently seeing people, somebody started doing 5 year mentorship now. And I just laugh in my mind. I'm like, I hope you are really instructed by this or led by this. Because if it's because I'm doing it, I can't repeat, nobody shows up. So, and I'm not, so another thing is you want to copy people. I'm not copying anybody. There is no sign of copying anybody here. Is that what I feel per time, I'm doing it, I'm moving it. Okay. So, like you said, love yourself so much. Love yourself so much. The way you love yourself to the point that there's something that people will say to you, it doesn't get to you. And the reason it doesn't is not because you don't have emotion. It's because if you let words get to you, it will limit you. Yes, people have told me that we will see what you will make of your life, what you make of your life. I'm not just making things of my life now. I'm helping others to make something of their life too. If I had believed, somebody once told me I had a big head. That one, I believed it for 2 years. I told you this many times. And they say I have a big head. For 2 years, one small girl that was wearing pants up and down in my area said I have big head. And I believed it. Until one day I just checked the mirror again and said, that day she told me, I went to the mirror and I saw the hair truly was big. I said, this head is big. Oh. Only for me to show her that the head was not really big. It's because a bab look cut and a bab father, that if I have let hair on the hair, it will not look big. So what I'm saying is that you have to be and learn the art of confessing. And this confessing is not a religious one, whereby for every negative thought, you must counter it with a positive thought, times 2, times 3 back. So you want to say
Coach,
something?
I want to say something about that.
Yes, please.
So somebody posted on the group, and I was expecting that. Posted what imposter syndrome is, the definition. And if you listen to when I started, I said I don't want to go into the psychology of that. See, the reason why you feel like a fraud, like maybe whatever you're doing, whatever you achieve is not real, it's fake. Are you living a fake life? It's because you don't love yourself, you don't believe it. That's why I just went straight to the solution. Right. So maybe the definition that was posted will help you. But when you love yourself and you put in the work, when the results start showing, you shouldn't feel like you don't deserve it. You shouldn't feel like you don't deserve to be in some room, or it's fake life that put you there, or whatever. You believe, "Hey, I deserve to be here, I deserve much more." So that should answer that. Right. So Toby, I hope the answer Coach Bori gave and the answer I gave answers the question to the person and to you too. Yes. Then I want to touch on one of the things Coach Bori says about God said, because God said is one of the prisons that believers are locked in. Coach Bori's cousin that showed me shakes said she had God 2 years before I asked her out that I was going to be her husband. I prayed to God too, and I felt I heard God. If I blocked her just to be sure I heard God, I think I heard God that she's my wife. But yeah, that's the most traumatic relationship that I've ever experienced. There was a time on campus I had a dream that something happened, and in that dream I heard that the lady is my wife. And guess what? The dream happened. Yeah, it happened. And I have witness. It happened. And when I had a dream, I told my closest friend then on campus. So when the dream happened, he was in that dream. He was one who reminded me, "Guy, you told me about this dream. It happened." It be like, "Say that, babe, now your wife, true. This is somebody I don't even have any attraction for." So I'm saying this, that whatever God said, whatever voice you think you heard, you have to interpret it from the lens of the scriptures. So if God says that, I will use relationship as an example because that's a common ground for everybody. Breakfast will go round, right? So, so God told you that this person is your spouse, but you're dating the person, and the person is treating you badly. Or God, end it, end that relationship. All right, end that relationship. So I just have to say that there. So don't kill yourself because God told you. God told Abraham to kill Isaac. The same God told him not to kill Isaac. Don't commit yourself to God said. Commit yourself to what God is saying. That's where I'm going to.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take one more question, and let's see. This is already big. This is one of the best sections of our guys. I'm sure everybody are going to agree with me. So who do I call now? Hi. Wurola Temidire Happiness. I don't think I've ever heard your voice on this session before. Wurola Temidire Happiness. Please go ahead with your question if you're still on the call.
Thank you so much, Coach Olubori. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much, Dr. Opeyemi. Thank you so much, sir. Sorry, I woke up quite late, so I couldn't start the section with
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. We'll send the link so you can watch it.
Okay, sir. So my question is, lately I've been battling with I'll call it fears of the future, because there are a lot of goals that I wrote before gaining admission, and they have not manifested at all. And I've been doing a whole lot of work towards ensuring that, okay, I get results of some certain things I wrote down. I've done a whole lot of things. I think I was even telling my friend last 2 months that if person they make through doing a whole lot of things, I for don't make say wait till they happen. I've put in the work, I read books, I've acquired skill, but the skills they are not even fetching me money. So that now imputed fear in me because right now I'm currently doing my IT, my COS, I'm in 400 level. Going back to school, I'll be in my finals, and I've not even acquired stuff that I wrote right from 100 level. So I want to ask Uncle Bessa that how do you deal with fear of the future? And if things that you wrote, your goals that you wrote are not coming to pass, how do you go about it? Even if you are doing all of these things, reading books, attending lectures, and you are putting in the action towards ensuring that all of these things are in place. And number two, lately I've been having this nudging to start encouraging and talking to people about okay how to be serious with their life, like just like this thing that Coach Bori is doing now. I've been having this nudging to start, but looking at my current position, I'm telling myself nobody would listen to me because there's no result yet. I don't want the resources needed. So I'm probably about. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. I will ask you to watch the full session. Some things will make sense to you. Fear of the future again. I was raised not to, so I don't recognize what that means. Honestly, I don't recognize what the fear of the future means. I'm telling you. So when I say, oh, now I get why people are putting the meaning of those words in the chat. It does not mean I don't know the literal meaning. No, let's get that. When I said I don't know what imposter syndrome is, maybe somebody thought I don't know the meaning. I'm a professor of psychology, by the way. Just know that. I mean, in my world, it does not exist. That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Because it's just like somebody trying to convince you, or somebody trying to convince you that you are not a girl and you are scared. Am I a boy? I'm not sure. Will I grow up to be a man? Will I grow up to be a man? As a boy, you are scared of becoming a man. Of course, if you grow, you become a man, right? Uh, the fear of the future exists because you doubt God's ability. And you may, when I mean doubt God's ability, there's a difference between knowledge, understanding, wisdom. And even knowledge in and of itself is in levels. For instance, you all know me as Uncle Kpe, but you cannot say you know me the way my wife knows me. Do you understand? So knowledge is in levels too. There's a point you get to in your knowledge and pursuit of God that you know the future is settled. As long as you do what is required of you to do. And that's why I said I'm brutally honest with myself. If there are certain things that I can't say I've done everything when I'm not getting the results. Myself and my wife were still doing some evaluation, and I said there are some things that we have not done that we are yet to do. That's why we are not getting the desired results we needed to get in one of the things we wanted to do. So be brutally honest with yourself, because on God's end, God is faithfully faithful, is consistently constant, is committed to doing his own part. The responsibility is on you, right? So because I know that God is faithful, he won't fail. As long as I'm ready to do my own part, the future is settled. So the question is, am I courageous, audacious enough to go for the things God has prepared for me? Am I prepared for the things God has prepared for me? That is my own part, and that is what I will go for. So I'm not scared of the future. I just have to be brutally honest with myself. Guy, you are not doing well enough. These are the things you need to do. Do this, go for it. So that's why the 10 years is not beans. Did I fail in those 10 years? Of course I failed, but I didn't see those failures as negative. I see them as opportunities to learn. I see them as learning opportunities. Oh, one in Sheba, this is how you do it. Next time you do it improving, repeating things before it makes sense. That is one. On the second question, I'm trying to, and I remember this some few seconds ago. Please, that second question is important. What's it again? Remind me. I forgot that in a
Okay,
snap
thank you so
of
much, sir.
thoughts.
I said lately I've been having a nudging to start up like
Yes,
uh,
I remember. Sorry to interrupt
okay,
you.
sir.
Now I remember. Now you want to start speaking because you're inspired by Coach Bori, you're inspired by Fela Drotoye, you're inspired by Olushola and all of that. See, guy, somebody said that to me too, that his plan is to become a public speaker, and I asked him, speaker of what? Because you want to choose a pathway that you will be broke, because speaking is an overflow of a substance. Anyone that you know in the public speaking space are not doing public speaking because they want to aspire to perspire. They are in that field because they've mastered something, and out of the abundance of their mastery, they are sharing. Right now, I even turn down public speaking engagement because it's a distraction. I accepted this because it is Coach Bori. Except you want to pay me what you should pay me. So I will rather you, and this is an advice that I will give a brother. I would rather you build something, commit yourself to building, right? Commit yourself to building. When you build, then you command people's attention. Whilst you're building, you can still be sharing. As at least when I was building the brand on Kokpe, I was sharing stuff with the teenagers, sharing stuff with parents. I was doing that, but the speaking was not my focus. It wasn't. That wasn't my focus. Was on building. It was on building. Coach Bori can talk to you, can speak on conferences and all of that. Don't see him as a speaker. Look at the things he's building. Don't be mesmerized about the protocol, the awesome foursome, the pomp and pageantry of limelight. A lot of broke guys out there, man, that are doing public speaking. That's not what you should do. You just be blaming Tinubu up and down. You're angry at somebody who is not responsible for your stupidity. Okay? Don't go that route. Don't go that route. Build your life. From the abundance of that, you speak. And when you speak, people listen. I'm holding you guys are this close to 2 hours because you feel or you perceive that this guy has built something that is worth the while. Do you understand? That should be your focus, not I want to be a speaker. You go so far for this Nigerian economy, they play.
Thank you
I
so
hope I've
much.
answered that.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Pesa. Allow us to take one more.
No problem.
These people don't
No
mind to
problem.
stay here to one mind, and people won't mind. Meeting food, and this is to let you know that these young people, set of people, are very hungry, determined. So Aladdin has been asking, how do you deal with trauma too? So I know I will add it to the second question you want, the first question you want to ask, so I can talk about it. They are very hungry, passionate. And by the way, from this community, we have released more than 50 digital products. Before the communities, many of them didn't have an idea they could build a product. We called it the 1K product. Some of them have written books, yes, authored by themselves, and we have over 50 books currently. And in fact, one of them has currently reached almost 30 sales. That means that 30 people have purchased that book currently. The goal of that is to teach them how to build wealth also, how to start seeing how to create, products, digital products. One of the things that helped me make money was because I was able to teach people. I enjoy teaching. I went to learn some forex trading, looks difficult, broke it down, and started teaching, and I made money. And that's the foundation of how I began to build my business and all those things. Okay, so I was telling somebody recently about this speaking thing. And I'm not a speaker because I dream to be a speaker. I know that one day I want to speak to the world. I want to speak in front of the stage, but not because. So a lot of people prepare to become a speaker, but they don't prepare what to speak about. There is no time you call me anytime, wake me or pinch me, no matter what I'm going through. In this same mentorship, I've been sick, I've been on drugs, and I'll still wake up 5 a.m. and I'll still deliver. I won't repeat what I've said. For the last 20 something days, I've never repeated what I've taught you guys. It's been fresh every day. There is a source. Number one, God is my source. Number two, I've lived a life of experience. I've built successful business. I've built failed business. So I speak from this whole thing, not from that. I've never have to use GPT to come and say and then give you this and give you could hear Uncle flowing. It's not, you cannot hear these things, you cannot prompt them. There's no way you can prompt all of these things because they are the real thing. So my focus for you is to pick up an area, pick up a subject, pick up if you want to do business. I started with relationship. I told you guys I used to be a relationship coach, wrote a book on relationship. Dating is not the same. From there to finance, forex. I started training on forex and doing all of that. Now I'm in real estate. But every time I was there, I dominated those places. I became knowledgeable, specialized until you're special. I've said it to you before. Okay? Get more knowledge, build something successful. People invite me to be a speaker now, not because I'm a speaker. I brand as a public speaker, but because they are seeing the result of an intentional personal living. It's not because of because I'm brand as a public speaker. No, it's because they are seeing results and they want me to come and share on how I've achieved these results. Because some people will not invite you, they don't see result. To me, I'm not going to invite you because what do you want to? If I've not seen you fail before, build before, do anything before. I don't know your background, I don't know your story, just came from nowhere. I'm not going to invite you to come and my platform is very sacred because because we are building lives, we are building men here. You don't want someone to come and just acquire us and acquire us. Okay, so let me take one more person. Somebody has been I think it's Oni Akin. Let me take a question and then we wrap it up here this morning. That's if you're still on the call. So
I'm still on the call, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, sorry, hold on. So Dr. Kwedi, somebody's asking that how do you deal with trauma? So I want you to add it together with the question. Oh yeah, Oni, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, sir. So the question I have is actually one that cuts across all of the things that we have been learning. So I'm sorry, sir. Where I am is nice. Let God say. So, you have been all across all the mentorship that we have had. One thing that has been really, really constant is the need for mentorship, right? And mentorship, learning, reading books. But all of these things seem to be very, very expensive. I was still telling my friends a few days ago that I have not seen mentorship that I have money for. And in real sense, we need all of this mentorship. Okay, Coach Bori has been very, very nice to us. But we all know that if Coach Bori was to place an amount on this mentorship, most of us might not even be in this room. Number one, I will not even be in this room because where I want to see the money from. So all of this mentorship are what we need to grow. All of these books we need to buy. Some books that I just have the ebooks, but we all know that physical books too are very, very needed. So how do we, most broke states, have access to mentorships that can really help us? Because you said you did your PhD, you did your master's. Hey, I am somebody like you that has passion for children. In fact, I have impacted about 400 children in the last 2 years. I have done outreaches with the help of sponsors and friends. I have done all of that. But my father says no to education. I'm currently studying sociology. He prefers that to me studying education. So even if I want to do my PGDE, I have to sponsor myself. Who I want to do money from? I'm sorry about that. I'm doing it. So that's my question.
What's the name again? Oh,
Oyin Kosola.
Onyi Consul, okay, Onyi Consola. No more. Where I go start from? Pursuit is the proof of desire. Late Dr. Obonking of blessed memory was one of my mentors. Dr. Obonking was one of those people whose mentorship, access to his mentorship was premium. But I was so valuable that one day Dr. Obonking hacked his mentorship assets worth about 5 million naira. I'm talking about 2019, and gave it to me free of charge. Now, I'm not saying you should go and be looking for free of charge. It is value for value. He could do that because he saw the value. I gave him some sort of value. And in his benevolence, he was like, what can I do for this guy? Like, I won't tell you what I did so that you won't copy my style and go and use it. You to discover your own. The thing burst his head and he was like, no, 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 no. What should I do? What should I do? He just gave that to me. Do you understand? See, when the Bible says the gift of a man will make room for him, his gift literally. The arc for people like us from our kind of background to gaining access to these things is look for a way to add value to that mentor. Look for a way to add value to that mentor. It may not necessarily be money. In fact, don't see yourself as you don't have money. I don't think in relating with any of my mentors, I made them perceive me like I don't have money. No. And by the way, I have access to, when I went to start out in my teens development profession, my first mentor was the special advisor to the governor of Abia State on teens affairs. She didn't know that for me to come to her office on the island back then, that I had to trek some distance, before I could pick a bus going to the island. But before I got there, I freshened up. I cleaned my shoes. I had this mobile perfume, put it on my body. But I was able to save up money to even buy gifts for her. I recognize, and I can't sit with my mentor and the first 60 seconds, I've not made you feel like I understand the value I will get from this conversation. You would want me to come back again. No, you want to have me again. It's a skill that you learn. Nobody me go teach you. If you want to learn it, you join. Well, Coach Boris should have something like that. Or there are several ways to learn that, right? But it is value for value. I have mentors that people can ask them for money and they won't give it to them. But I don't need to ask. And they'll just be, oh, I think you need this. And it's just value. What value are you bringing on board? What value are you bringing on the table? I have folks in my mentorship cohort that they are not paying anything. They are there for free. But the fact that they are not paying any money does not mean they are not paying in another form. You've got to bring value on board. So think about your unique selling points, the unique value that you have, the unique contribution you can make. It is only a fool that rejects value. Nobody rejects value. I hope I've been able to answer that, Oyin.
Thank you.
Yes, up to some point, yes. But what if the value you seem to be holding is not really amounting to what they need? Okay, let me cite an example here. Okay, there is this. I'm building several things currently, and there's one common I'm trying to build. It's called Lighthouse, and I think the only person that has seen that proposal is ID Kabasa. Is on my space, and well, every time I need to get his attention, sometimes I just have to propose something random that I feel like I can do. But at the end of the day, it's seeming not to need that value as at that time, and this is something I want to build.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Let me tell you the simple act to do that. ID Kabasa has appeared on different podcasts. ID Kabasa has a page. ID Kabasa probably have an office. So what should you do? Go and sit. I won't mention the person's name. There's someone who also influenced my line of thought in 2021. I know that meeting him, if he meets that version of myself, I would have been a nuisance. Do you know what I did? There's no video of this man on YouTube. There's no video of this man, either eating or available. I sit with it, I eat it. So we now had the opportunity to meet in a meeting, and I was telling him about some of his videos. I was telling him, so I had grown that it was a privilege for him to meet me too. So usually when you don't have that leverage to meet them, to meet that version of you, right? What you do is consume their product that is available in the public space. That's why I started by saying that the proof of pursuit. So you are looking for I want ID Kabasa one-on-one, but you don't have what it takes to meet him one-on-one. Consume his material that are available in the public space. Do you understand? That will do. Does he have any book he has written? Go and read it. Yeah, he goes for a conference, attend the conference. You are not going for that conference to take selfie with him. You are going for that conference to eat what he's saying raw. You want to get what is in his head. Because when you understand the thinking pattern of a man, then you can understand how he generates the thing it generates. If I want Coach Boris mentorship and I don't have the money to pay for his mentorship, I am going to sit on YouTube, look for all his speaking engagements, eat it, read his posts, buy his books, right? He's doing something, I am there. Guess what? Nature attracts. You're also creating a magnetic field to attract that man to you. There's nobody I've done that with that I don't now have the opportunity to be in their space. There was this one happened to me recently, and I will cap it up with this. This man was the top guy in the public speaking space on 8 years ago. I won't mention his name. He's in South Africa right now. I desire to meet him. If I had sent him a DM and he was like, "Oh, you sign up for my mentorship," blah, blah. I don't have the money. I'm just an Agege boy. I'm just an Agege boy. So you know what? I just sat on his page. Oh, blah blah blah. Okay, and I said that. Oh, there's really no intersection between what he's doing. I think I'm just fascinated with the fact that he's in the public space. He's popular, so I just let it slide. But this same man slid into my DM 2 months ago to saying, "How can we work together?" And I'm like, I just showed my wife the DM I sent to him some 8-10 years ago. But I had grown to the point that right now my value is perceivable as a colleague, not even as a mentee. Like, bro, let's work together. You're doing this, you're doing that. I feel we can do certain things. I hope he's not watching this. I hope he's not watching this. It's not pride. I am too busy that I can't even commit to what he's proposing. This is somebody that I was dying to meet some 8 years ago. He has called me. I have his unread messages. And it's not pride. It's just that I am actually very occupied, honestly. So, Oi, commit to growth, right? Because maybe if ID Kabasa meets the version of you right now, is going to meet your nuisance value may be very high. So why not you invest in his ideology, what he's doing, consume it, and grow? Then maybe it's in the next 3-4 years, it is ID Kabasa that will be looking for you. That where is this girl? Who is this girl? I want to meet her. Right? So somebody is asking, how do you deal with trauma? Let me quickly answer that. Although I don't like to answer it in public speaking spaces because it's a whole lot. Trauma is not just something that you fix with one shortcut or whatever, right? Because trauma is not just what happened to you, it is what happened inside you because of what happened to you. I'll say that again. Trauma is not just what happened to you, it is what happened inside you because of what happened to you. So the first step is acknowledging the wound. You cannot heal what you pretend does not exist. The second is refusing to build your identity around the pain. All right. You were betrayed, but you are not the betrayer. You failed, but you are not a failure. All right. The third thing is you invite God into the wound, not just into your future. Many people pray about their destiny, but never allow God to touch their pain. The fourth thing that I think you should do is to know that healing often happens in safe relationships, in community mentorships, counsel, professional help. So go to a therapist if you need to. When Coach Boris' cousin served me breakfast, the first set of people I called was my inner circle, Apostle Femi Lazarus, Yemi Kings, Abi Lawal. Guys, they don't serve me crazy breakfast. I need help. And they stood by me. I have safe relationships, right? And ultimately, you see, trauma is healed when, how do I put it now? Trauma is healed when the pain no longer has the authority to define your identity. Trauma is healed when the pain no longer has the authority to define your relationships or your future. Remember that Joseph had trauma, but he refused to let his brothers become the authors of his destiny. All right. So you may, your pain may explain part of your story, but it must never become the conclusion of your story. Because healing does not mean you will forget what happened. I still remember how I was served breakfast. All right. Healing means that you remember what happened without you allowing it to control who you are becoming. So that I'll just code everything like that, and I hope it helps. Thank you.
All right. So we can't take any more question. We need to let our guest take his leave, and you know, it's already 2 hours. Thank you so much, Dr. Peck. Thank you. Worry. There'll be other times. Okay. I know you have so much questions. There'll be so many other times. I heard quickly. I wanted to say one of the mistakes a lot of young people make is that they focus too much attention on trying to meet their idol, trying to meet a person, that they forget to build themselves, so that one day they can get to the level they need. This thing Dr. Quest shared has happened to me too. There are people that have, thank God that account got deleted. There's a particular account I was using one time many years ago, that I used to go and beg money in the DM of many people, or go and ask them for many things, and I regret it so badly. I even begged money from Don Jazzy one time in my life like that. I regret, and thank God that account is gone. No evidence of that. Nowhere on ever on that can you find evidence of that. But guess what? Today, some of those people see me today, and so that's why sometimes I'm not in a hurry to quickly say to people that, oh, I love what you're doing. If it's not like somebody, because I want to wait to hear what they want to say first. And most of the time you will hear, oh, I see your work. I love what you're doing. I'm like, oh, I see your work too. Thank you so much. See, that I see your work, both of us stay to ourselves. It is. So, and what you don't know is that some of you don't know that people are actually watching. I am watching. People are seeing you. A lot of people we are seeing. People that you think might not be seeing, they are seeing. But your problem is that you're not even showing up enough for them to see enough. You're not showing up enough. People are seeing you. You'll be shocked. People are seeing you. It's there that you go viral. They know that people really knows you. They know what you have been doing. So keep showing up. Don't focus too much on trying to meet the person and let them get to see you. Keep building. There'll be a point that you might not even leave them again, because you have grown beyond that level. Thank you so much, Dr. Kwe. God bless you. God honor you. I really appreciate this. I'm sure this morning we have over 150 people. This call was filled up, and then we had quite a number of people also joining on LinkedIn. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, what do you want to say to Dr. Kwe this morning? What do you want to say?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for not
So much.
thinking about
Thank you so
Coach
much.
Boris, because
We love
he
you, and
was
there's
still
nothing we
coming
can do
for
about it.
us.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
God
sir, for
bless you,
not holding
sir.
back.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Yes,
so much, guys.
you are good to go. And I will
All
reach
right.
out back for our own plan. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right, guys. Bye. Thank you, guys.
All right. That was a lot. Guys.
Boy, thank you so much. I love you.
Come on. Even me, I'm blessed. Even I myself, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. You know, how do you want to contain this? How do you contain this? And this is free. You know, this is free. You know, like I said, my miracle don't the office already. Jesus, but this guy don't the office already. What did they pursue you come up for house? Of course, don't be contented. See, because they said they should not be contented with your situation. You don't the office already.
Because he's single.
Because he's single, I see. That's not a good excuse. Anyways, well done, everyone. There's something. Don't worry, don't let me carry you guys along. We will do it. I will do it personally, but we have a gift for Dr. where make it a monetary form. We'll make it a normal gift so that you can take it back to. We don't want frames. We don't want gift box. Something tangible and valuable. But I am working on something anyways that we can give to him. And I think I will tell Okola, you are here. Is Okola on this call? Of whose KG?
I'm not sure, sir, but I'll pass across to him.
Okay. He needs to get us something. At least he needs to get us, we'll get him a gift and a shoe. I'm going to get his size and then we'll present it. So it needs to be fast so that by the time I see him this weekend, he can get it. I think he can do that brown. That's my type of my brown color or blue. Yes. Somebody like that is dark. Brown will look good on him. Then we get him a shoe, all right. So thank you guys. I don't know. See, I feel like I'm done with this mentorship. Like,
Sir, you cannot be done.
Wait, which Oni is this? I don't know this Oni. I know Justina Oni, but which Oni are you? Declare.
Oyin Kotola can be a queen of children. Yes, God's greatest investment, aka Honey Girl. Anywhere, anytime, at your service.
Do you have my number?
Yes, sir. Saved.
Send me message.
All right, sir.
No, I feel like we have achieved the purpose. And if you notice all the things he has been saying, they are similar to the things I've been trying to say to you all too. They are similar. It's the same principles of building, of growth, and everything. It's the same principle. There's no gimmicks around it. Okay, and I want you to go and experience God, experience life. Go and experience it. And I need you to let's make this session viral on every platform. Tag me on your story on Instagram, WhatsApp. I'm going to repost Twitter, everywhere you can make it viral. Tag Ongokwe. His name is Dr. Okpeyemi Ogunyomi. Tag him. Let him know how grateful you are. Tag him. Go to his DM if possible. He might not respond, but go there. That man is going to be the next right-hand man of Apostle Femi Lazarus. He's a good friend of Femi Lazarus. And imagine somebody I've known 7 years ago. I mean, I know I can get him. And there are a lot of people like that. Those who are not the noise-making people, I have those people around me, but I go forward with value. He himself will feel blessed coming here today to come and speak to us, because you guys were an amazing audience too, right? You were disciplined, aside from the people that were trying to yab inside the comment section, but you guys did well. Okay, so I love you guys so much from the bottom of my kidney. I love you all. I love you. 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 Have an amazing day today. Let me go and prepare for work. I'm already I just feel so blessed. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna take a walk right now and just, take it all in. God bless you. God bless you all. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. And have an amazing day. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Bye.